we'll be reading the hand of a 46-year-old lady. There was lots of concern regarding the health of this particular lady. Her basically husband asked. So I would be concentrating regarding the health point of view as well as the money point of view. Both point of view I would be basically looking at, because everybody basically wants to know about the money part. Before I start my video, I would request you to press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update. To get a paid palmistry reading, you can call me or you can email me. The phone number and the email are mentioned right out here. So we straight away head to this particular hand image that we have out here. The person basically said that she has a short lifeline. I do not see a short lifeline out here. This is basically a complete lifeline. So out here there's no place where we can say that the line is short. Sometimes a person might have a full lifeline and yet the person might not have a full life. So do not think that if a person has got a complete line, it would mean a complete life. Some people, their lifeline basically broadens up. If a lifeline broadens up, then basically the bad chances increases, or if there is a break in the lifeline. So we do not see any such indications, so the person need not worry about. But there are few health concerns that needs to be pointed out here, and we find that the heart line, this is basically the heart line. The heart line has got island like formations out here. I'll just take up another hand image where these indications are seen much more clearly. So I've just opened another hand image and we are looking at the heart line. This is the islands that I'm pointing out, which are out here. I'm encircling these lines. These islands basically are just under the finger of sun, and finger of sun basically represents heart related issues and eye related issues. So the person needs to be careful in these two particular aspects, otherwise things are going to be reasonably good. So the person need not worry about regarding bad health or any such thing. So so this is the reason why I say that the person is basically having reasonable amount of health. I'll just take up another hand image so that I see things much more clearly in a different hand image. This is basically the left hand that we are finding. Again, in the left hand as well, there are few islands like formations on the heart line. The heart line depicts the physical energies the person may have, and the physical energies as well as the physical condition of the heart. And if the heart line has got island like formations, so stress may build up, anxiety may build up, or there could be elongated periods of emotional stress. So this could come about. So there are two parts to it. We are looking at the emotional part, the relationship part, as well as the physical part of the heart. But as such, the heart line is not broken, the heart line is not broad. There's no broad kind of a very people who have got a very broad kind of heart line, their heart basically functioning gets destroyed. So we do not see those kind of indications, so the person need not worry. The other aspect to see for good health is basically two areas that are governed for good health. Those are basically the area of Mars and the area of Venus. These two areas play a major role in our health. Mars is basically the fire within us, the fire to do things, the fire to reignite and basically restart our life. So this is where the Mars comes into play, and the Venus is basically the area of energy and stamina. So we do not see any wrong indications. By wrong indications, basically what I mean is that if a person has got grill like formation, I'm drawing a grill on the hand, and this grill like formation, you would see that there is a little bit kind of a grill like formation present, but this grill like formation is not overbearing. It is not like being super prominent. So if the grill is super prominent, if these crisscrossing lines are very strong, then it is considered to be a bad sign. It would mean that there's overworking of the Mars area and there's overworking of the Venus area. If there's overworking of Mars area, means the person is getting angry over wrong issues, and if the Venus area is highly marked, it means the person is wasting their energies on wrong issues. So we do not find that kind of an indication, which is a very negative kind of an indication. We do not see such indications seen on this particular hand, so the person need not worry anything regarding that. There's a minor kind of a supporting lifeline. It's not a very prominent kind of a Mars line or the guardian angel line or the supporting lifeline, but yet the presence of this line is kind of protecting this particular person from difficult situations, difficult people, and against any physical injury or against any health related issues. So if this line was much more prominent, I would have said it with much more certainty that the health is going to be good. But even a slight presence is also helping this particular person. So in all, I would say regarding health, it is reasonably good. The person need not worry. And apart from basically looking the health on the heart line and the lifeline and the Mars and the Venus area, we can also know a bit about our health condition from our money line as well. It might sound strange because money line, people would say, is for money, but at the same time, money line, if present and it is strong, it basically signifies it kind of supports our health. So people who have got good amount of money can avail better health facilities, and that's the reason why the chances of bad health basically decreases, because they are able to catch a disease, a problem at an early age. So this is a way why even the money line does play a part. If it is prominent, it helps the particular person overcome any issues that the person might face. Now, as far as looking at this hand and pointing out regarding the money part, first I'm going to take a look at the lifeline, and we would see the indications. If good indications are seen on the lifeline regarding good health, regarding money part, you would notice that there's not one line, but there are multiple lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines pointing towards the fingers, and any line pointing towards the finger or moving backward towards the finger is considered to be a beautiful sign. It is indicative of luck. It is indicative of something basically coming to this particular person. It is kind of unlocking of financial resources. Unlocking of financial resources could mean the person gets lucky. Whatever they do, they gain out of it. Something inward is coming. Inward basically means some benefit is coming. It could be in the form of money or possessions or anything else as well. So these indications are beautiful signs that remain with this particular person at least till the age of around the age of let's say 50-55. That's the approximate age it's going to remain. Now one more thing need to be added out here, that I'll just draw the lifeline and then I'll explain to you. This is basically the lifeline. In the initial part, you would notice that there's an island-like formation. By initial part, we are talking about before the age of 15, 16. That's the approximate age. We find an island, so island-like formation is not considered to be good on the lifeline. It depicts bad health during that particular period, around that particular period. So that's the negative aspect. The positive aspect is that these lines that are coming and joining in are considered to be good. I have talked about that these are lines of luck, but let us consider it to be in different terms. In the life, let us just consider them in terms of life energies. So there are two things happening. The person is lacking, the person is gaining something. So when the person is gaining something, more energies is basically coming onto this particular person. So what's happening is people who are lucky and face betterment and good aspects in their life, their energies also increase. So I consider the lifeline to be the rope, okay, a jute rope, and these lines that are joining in, I consider another string of rope kind of encircling the main rope. So what happens is that the lifeline becomes much more stronger. So it is a good sign to have these upward lines joining in the lifeline are considered to be good. The bad part is a little bit later part, after the age of 55 or so, a small branch, a very small branch pointing towards the mount of Mercury. This is not such a good aspect, because if your lifeline branch points towards the mount of Mercury, it indicates that the energies or there could be bad health, and it could be some losses as well that might come about. The person shouldn't worry too much about these losses, because sometimes what happens is that we willingly give our money to our loved ones or to a particular cause. So it's not purely that it could be a loss, but it is something like from your hand it is going to, from your pocket it is going to somebody else's pocket. So in this way we try to correlate. But as the line moves forward, you would notice that the line would have kind of, I'll just redraw it. If this was the lifeline, it would have kind of encircled and kind of come something like this. Just notice this portion of the life towards the end, around after the age of 65 or so. So this is, if this had continued, then it would have been normal kind of energies. But this encircling, bigger encircling of the lifeline is considered to be good. Bigger encircling of the lifeline basically means this is basically the original lifeline, then another encircling takes place. So what happens is, this area is marked as the amount of Venus is basically the area of energy and stamina. Suddenly, if more area comes under Venus, so at this particular time more area is coming under Venus. So when more area comes under Venus, so more energies penetrate this particular person. So in that way it is considered to be good, and it brings in more energy and stamina in this particular person's life. So in that way we would say that the signs are positive. And as far as the Mercury area goes, there are many lines pointing towards the mount of Mercury. These are parallel lines. You would notice that these are parallel running lines, and parallel lines are considered to be good lines on the mount of Mercury. It is said, the books basically say, people who have these perpendicular lines could be very good at healing. They could be doctors as well. But every hand where I see these perpendicular lines, even when the book says they could be doctor, I say a little bit different. I say basically that a person could have multiple set of skills. So each line is meaning one set of skills. Although these lines that we find on the mount of Mercury, these lines are not very strong kind of lines. They are comparatively weaker kind of lines, and there are multiple kind of lines. So if we dabble ourselves into too many things, so we would not be able to specialize. So I would urge this particular person to just take up one or two things, and that is it. Although even when the lines are not so deep and clear and the lines are light, even then it's a good indication, because they are not intermingling with each other. If they were intermingling with each other, then I would have said that the indications are bad, because the area of Mercury is very important area. This is the area of our skill, communication and calculations. So the calculations and communications, this aspect is going to be good. Perpendicular lines mean good calculation and communication. So effective communication and calculations are going to be there with her, and this aspect is going to play out in all aspects of her life, not necessarily one. And apart from that, there are many perpendicular lines also out here. These have got the same meaning, but at the same time I would say that once we have too many lines over our mount of Mercury, so what happens is that if we are sharpening too many skills at one given moment of time, so what's going to happen is that there's no space left in our head. Like when a child is born, they're born with a clean slate board. There's nothing written on it. Anything you write, they basically are able to learn at a very fast pace. But when there's absolutely no space left on the blackboard, so what's going to happen is there's nothing there. If there's no space left, so what, we won't be able to write anything else on the blackboard. So what it basically means is that too many lines over the amount of Mercury would make the person overwork his mind, and overworking mind basically means needs a little bit of rest. Resting period, what it does, it clears the clutter that we have. Too many things that are written on our mind are kind of removed. So it's considered to be good if the person kind of takes mental rest, and it is going to benefit that particular person. So in that way it is good. Right now I'm told that the lady is not working, but because the hand is good, from even now and even at a later stage, so the chances are basically bright. I'm just going to briefly tell about the money line. The money line becomes very prominent after the age of 35 or so, and the line is going, it's starting on the headline, and at this point the intersection of money and the headline is age 35, and as it touches the heartline, the age is approximately 53. So this is basically the age. So somewhere in the middle is age 44, and right now she is age 46. So somewhere out here at the age of 44 or so, or maybe a little bit earlier, this age could be approximately 41 or so, the money line splits into two. Money line splitting into two is considered to be a good sign, because a V like portion is formed. V is not victory, but V is a good sign to have on your palm. So the lines that are running parallel on your lifeline are considered to be good. It kind of supports the family as such. It is kind of pillar of strength. So if there's one pillar in the building and you create another pillar, the building basically gains in strength. So same is the family. The family would gain in strength probably due to another source of income, starting from the age of 40, 41, approximately 41. 41, 42, 43, that's the approximate I would say that we see out here. The hardline is such. One more thing before I end this video, one more thing is that the headline, hardline is ending on the Mount of Saturn. So she's wise and she has got good money management abilities, so she takes good decisions. This is one aspect, and they are able to manage money well also. See, management of money comes from here, and calculations come from the Mercury. So there's differentiation between calculations and the money management. Money management is Saturn. And last thing that I want to add out here is one line that is a little bit different, and that is basically, if we look from the point of view of the headline, a line from head is kind of branching out and pointing towards the Mount of Mercury, like going towards the Mount of Mercury. So this is all happening at a very early age, probably somewhere from the age of 10, 12. That's the approximate age. And upward movement from the headline towards the Mount of Mercury is considered to be an excellent sign. So if we look at from the point of view of the headline, upward branch is considered to be good. If we point out from, let's assume that I am wrong out here, and we assume that this is the heartline, and a branch from the heartline is coming and dipping onto the headline, then basically it is considered to be something like that the person branches from the heartline means attachments bringing in stress and anxiety and problems in their life. So a strong branch, weaker, if they were weak branch, they would have lesser meanings, but a strong, very strong branch has got much more bad effect on our health also, or our heart also, and our emotions also. And the person might believe somebody else who might not be worth their affection, might give their time, energy, effort to people who are not worth their affection. So this is the one more aspect. The last aspect is The headline is branching somewhere at the age of 35. Headline branching into two basically signify that the person might be a genius. These people can see the coin, the two sides of the coin at the same time. Genius doesn't mean that they know everything, but genius just means that they are able to, they are geniuses, and in their field they know what they are doing. The sunline as such is quite deep and clear in the earlier phase. Then it is becoming a little bit dim, but reasonably it is reasonably strong. So good name and fame does come to this particular person. As such, other aspects are good. I'm just going to remove this hand image, just take a look at few other hand images that I have, and trying to take a look if anything else I need to point out regarding the nails. See, nails basically also tell about our disease, if there is any disease as such. And if we find that the nails are not small size, because I did mention heart related issues and eye related issues, but out here we don't find that the nails are very small. Some people have got really small nails. If people who have got very small nails, they could be really impulsive, and they might have a tendency towards heart related issues. But out here the nail shape is just reasonable. They are not very small, they're not even small, they're reasonably sized. So that's it. And the other aspect is that neither the nails are flat. Flat nails would mean nervousness related or paralysis related issues, so we do not find any such indication. The nails are not also bloated. Some people have got bloated kind of nails, so nasal tract related issues a person might experience, but we do not see that the nails are superly bloated. When the nails are superly bloated, then the chances increase. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching this video, and before I end this particular video, I would request you to just take a look at the few slideshow. People want to know about money, possessions and wealth. We can come to know about money from almost all aspects of your hand. It need not be just money line and sun line. It could be even your heart, your head, your life, sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, or any other line. I can point out money from almost all aspects. Money line importance regarding money is only 15%. So all aspects of our palm are important regarding money. A saint once said, you do not need to go to an astrologer or palmist to know about your future, because you already know your future. Present is a result of past. How will be my future? Future depends upon what you are doing in the present. What are we? We are product of our thoughts. So the thoughts that come to our mind are really important. Keep positive thoughts and keep good company. Even in health, if you keep good company with people who have good health, your health is going to improve. Thanks, bye, and take care.